Good morning everyone. Today we're discussing the Mavic Air 2 and its video quality. The very first flight I did with it, I took a video, 1080p, 30 frames per second, and played it back on my computer. And I'll show you a small clip of that. And you'll see it's very shaky. And I'll show you what I did, why I did it, and explain everything and how we rectified that through DJI's assistance. Okay, so here's the clip. As you can see, very choppy, very choppy. Some people have said, well, it's because you need an ND filter because it's so sunny, your shutter speed's too high. My issue with that is I've flown the Mavic Mini, I've flown the Anafi, all the Bebops, all the Zinos, the Fimi, 1080p, 30 frames per second, and never had any issue playing back on my computer. Then I thought, well, maybe it's the SD card. I was using a 32 gigabyte card and it was FAT32. Maybe the Mavic Air 2 doesn't like FAT32, it only likes NTFS. However, my original flight was without an SD card. It was on internal memory, which should be the best, and I got that flickering. So what to do? I pondered, and I did a lot of flights. I did 1080p 30 on the SD card, internal. I did 1080 60, I did 2K 60, 2K 30, I tried everything. Nothing played back properly. So I wondered, because when I flew straight, it was great. When I flew backwards, it was great. When I yawed, it skipped. So I phoned DJI. I physically telephoned DJI and spoke to a girl named Honey, the customer service rep. And we discussed everything and came to the conclusion that I should be using DJI Assistant 2 to upgrade my firmware on the controller and on the craft. Because sometimes they suggested that a Wi-Fi connection upgrade may deteriorate and may not be the best. I said, okay. So what I did was I downloaded DJI Assistant 2, which is a different one than the one that you downloaded for the Mavic Mini. So basically it's an upgrade. So you get the upgraded version of the Mavic Mini, of the DJI Assistant 2 program, which I believe is version 2.0.12. Okay, so that's the newest version. So I ran that, connected, I didn't update, but I refreshed. So I refreshed both the firmware on the craft and the firmware on the controller. I did that. I did a new IMU, a new compass, a new gimbal, and I took it out. And the following, it's about a 4 or 5 minute clip here. The following is the testing I did from internal and SD card from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second. I know my computer's not the best, it's Windows 7, but I've never had any problems viewing 1080p at 30 frames per second. So after all my updates and all my recalibrations, I did it again. And this is the result of that. And as you'll see, there is a difference. Okay, so enjoy the video, and at the end I'll come back with the conclusion. Okay, we're back with the Mavic Air 2. Had a long discussion with DJI today, and they recommended that I use the DJI Assistant 2 program to refresh the firmware. I thought my video was a little choppy, and they suggested that it's better to use the DJI Assistant program to update your firmware rather than using or relying on Wi-Fi. So here we go. We have a new 62 gigabyte
card in there. It's 64 gig. That means it's NTFS, not FAT32. I've just redone all the software and the controller. We're in normal mode, ready to go. Where video is 30 frames per second. We're going to go up to 15 meters, and we only have 60% or so on the battery. So this is going to be a quick one. So I'm not going to use the auto takeoff, just down and in.
Takeoff.
Raise it up a bit.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Start the video. And we're going to come our way a little bit. Up to 15 meters. That's where we were yesterday. Point it down a bit. There we go. And we're going to rotate to the right. This is where we had problems yesterday. Rotating to the right slowly. This is a normal mode. Till we face the driveway. Then we're going to come back. We're going to turn to internal storage after that and see if there's a difference. We're at H264 because most Windows PCs don't accept 265 yet. Well, I don't have a gaming computer, so we're going to go to the left here. So my video card's not that strong, but I've never had an issue. A little faster pickup here. I've never had an issue. And there we go. Never had an issue. So here we go. Stop that one. And we're going to change it to the internal. And we're going to start it again. And we're going to go to the right. Stop there, and go back to the left. Faster. There we go. And that's number 2 test done. So I did all the calibrations, IMU, the gimbal. I did the gimbal twice again because I think there might be something wrong with the third axis on this gimbal. I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. I know my computer's not that great, but I never had any problem with the Mavic Mini or the Anafi or any of the Zinos or the Fimi, anything doing 60 frames per second, not a problem. So let's go into 60 frames per second. And this is internal storage. We'll go to the right. Then we'll be able to tell what the difference is between 30 and 60. Maybe a difference, there may not be a difference. We'll get around to that, and then by then it'll be time to charge up all the batteries. I will say one thing, the battery on this controller lasts a decent amount of time. There we go, stop that. Then we have to switch it to internal, or pardon me, to the SD card. And we do another one. And this is after all the updates have been refreshed and done. Maybe it's just a wearing in thing, I don't know, but I'm not really that happy with it so far. If I get a good result from this, I'll keep it. If it still won't run on my computer, there's not much point in keeping it. I did also point out to DJI, there we go, the problem with, and stop the video, the problem with page 40 of the manual, it states you have to have cellular data to operate DJI Fly, which is ridiculous. Now you do need cellular data to register into your account, or you need Wi-Fi, but you certainly don't need Wi-Fi to operate DJI Fly. So I brought it down again, and like always, I'm just going to hand catch it.
So there you have it. So far, problem solved. I've got some really good video, good quality, no skipping. The Mavic Air 2, just like the Mini, has this, if there's any motion yawing left or right, or motion forward or backwards, as soon as you stop, it snaps into focus. Maybe an ND filter will assist with that. So maybe tomorrow I'll try some ND16 because it's really sunny outside. So I'll try that. But with the Mavic Mini, you didn't have to do anything. You put in auto, away you go. An AFI, put in auto, away you go. Zino, same thing. You didn't have to mess around with anything. So the moral of the story is use DJI Assistant 2 to upgrade your firmware, and use an NTFS SD card, so 64 gigabytes or more, and you'll have better success. So I have the jitters, we discussed it, figured it out, and so far that's the conclusion. And I'm hoping to get some great video from now on. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. It worked for me, maybe it'll work for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and at the bottom in the description of all my videos, I usually put a whole lot more information of what I did and the process. So stay safe, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.